Welcome to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the show, leave a comment, and click that like button. All right, let's talk. Let's talk about what's happening in the world of basketball, man. I mean, NBA is in gear. NCAA basketball tournament is in full gear. But one thing that I noticed when I was on social media was the NBA is considering doing a American All-Star team versus the international All-Star team game. I think that would be awesome. Now, I may watch the All-Star game if they do something like that. Right? A team led by Luka Doncic and Giannis Antetokounmpo versus
the
LeBron.
internationals versus
International versus the Americans. I mean, that would be. I would watch that. I mean, if they play a little defense, they gotta still play some damn defense. I mean, come on, man. Something just stand in front of him. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't gonna happen, dog. It ain't gonna happen.
Like,
look, they're already doing load management and all that crap. They're not gonna risk no kind of injury.
Man. Well, I may watch it one time, but I ain't gonna watch it no more after that because they ain't gonna play no defense. I ain't watching that. I mean, come on, you got to do something, swipe at the ball or something. I mean, this is ridiculous.
But they're not gonna do that one.
They ain't gonna do that. All right, well, I ain't gonna watch. I ain't gonna lie.
Let me not say not the international thing, but the defense thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I said, like I told y'all on I don't know how many podcasts ago that was, ladies and gentlemen. If you want some free money, put some money on the over on that All-Star game.
Yeah, every year.
I'm not sure if they can put it high enough. I'm not sure.
Right.
They keep trying to raise it every time.
Yeah. I don't even think 400 points is enough. I mean, if they might have to raise that joint to 500-600.
It's something, dog. I mean, because it was such easy money. Oh my God.
I mean, these dudes shoot the ball from half court.
Yes, man.
To me, and I mean, there's so many different things they could do to make it exciting. I mean, if you're not gonna play any defense, why not mix in the WNBA players with it? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just have an All-Star weekend, NBA, WNBA, and let them all play together. I mean, because if this is like a celebrity game, well, hell, let's make it a celebrity game.
Yeah, they have the celebrity game.
But I'm saying a celebrity of NBA players, because that's what it is. I mean, at least the celebrities are playing defense.
That's what the All-Star game is. Right. Yeah, the All-Star game. But see, that's the thing. You can't, it's no way really to make them play defense. You know what I'm saying? So that is the problem. They're never going to actually, they try to change something and make them play for something this year.
Yeah, at the end to make them play a little defense. Yeah. But my thing is,
they did the charity thing for the quarters. Remember the quarters this year?
Yeah, I remember that. But if you're not gonna play any defense, then make it a celebrity game. The celebrity Steph Curry and celebrity LeBron James. And make it fun and bring in some of the ladies and make fun of it. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. It's a joke.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, you messed it up for me, man. I was excited about this whole, USA versus international. Then I realized, oh yeah, you brought it to my attention. Yeah, they're not gonna play any defense. They ain't gonna change nothing.
They're not really gonna play no defense.
Well, I ain't gonna watch.
Not gonna play no defense.
Yeah,
but it'll be a spectacle. It'll be something different, and it'll definitely get people watching. But they're not gonna play no defense.
Well, they might get you watching one game. But the following years after that, nobody gonna watch that, man. Right. I mean, and like you said, I mean, if bet the over on that, and I wonder if Jonte Porter will be betting the over on it because he damn sure betting on himself.
Right.
As the NBA.
That's right. He gonna play good enough to get to the All-Star game, then bet his under.
Bet his under. Like he did against the Clippers. This dude. Oh Jonte, I wonder if I'm saying his name right. I don't even know this dude. Jonte or Don? I think it's Jonte. Jonte Porter of the Raptors is under investigation by the NBA for betting irregularities with him because
Mhm.
somebody has been betting a lot of money on the under for this guy. Yeah, that seems a little strange. And then all of a sudden in the game, he's got an eye injury. He
Oh man,
can't.
I got pink eye.
Oh,
Coach, it's pink
co-
eye. It's very contagious. It's very contagious. Don't get close to me, dog. Oh my eye's so pink right now. You can't even look at it right now. I'm just gonna go to the locker room, all right, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to
Coach,
the locker room and then holler me after.
I stumped my toe.
Right.
I can't play. Oh, I got a hangnail, Coach.
Right.
You know,
and then I'm gonna go to Fiji for about 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, I bit my tongue.
Just to rest it off. Yeah.
So yeah. So this dude here, apparently, allegedly, I don't want to, make any accusations, but this is what's being reported. Alleged.
I mean, look, the bets are not alleged.
The bets are not alleged. According to ESPN in the NBA, something strange is going on with the betting for Jonte Porter. I mean, and they're investigating him for some strange activity because it was more than just a Clippers game. It was another game with some irregularities with his lines, his over and under lines. So
yeah, and look at his lines. His averages 4.4 points, 3.2 rebounds, 2.3 assists. In 26 games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With the Raptors, with the Raptors this year. And somebody bet his under with those low things.
Thinking nobody's paying attention is probably what they were thinking, right?
Well, that's what they were hoping. They didn't know that people were going to look at the irregularities of the betting. They analyze these numbers every day. You know what I'm saying? And they're man, I'm telling you, there's hundreds of millions of dollars moving in betting every day.
Well, yeah, it's $1 billion industry.
Oh, it's beyond $1 billion.
Yeah,
it's beyond $1 billion. I mean, as far as money moving, I'm not saying like how much they're making as far as the interest, but as far as the money that's moving, we're talking almost $1 trillion in 1 year.
That's what I heard. It's like $500 billion or somewhere in that range, right?
Yeah, dog. It's a lot of money being moved, and they can track what bets are going where, and it's important for them to do that because they need to know how they're going to lose money. If they get too far weighed on one side or the other, then they lose money. Right? So they have to keep track of those numbers. And apparently, my man Jonte thought he's going to slip through the cracks and have this, several hundred thousands of dollars bet on his unders.
Right.
And that's what they were. They were unders. They were all unders, and they were the highest prop bet that night. More than LeBron, more than KD, more than any other player. They were the highest bet props those nights, and he got hurt both those nights.
Right. And on some random dude, you got the highest betting on.
Yes.
With the under.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Amazing. But this is what we talked about a few podcasts ago.
Right. I think it was last podcast. We just talked about that.
Right. The gambling aspect being this close to sports is I can't even fathom it right now. It's still blowing my mind that you got DraftKings and FanDuel like on a TV, like being a sponsor. And pretty soon FanDuel Stadium.
Right.
It's coming. I'm telling you. Yep. I done seen so many little things with the backdrops that say all DraftKings. You'll see DraftKings in the backdrop of the person talking. At an NFL game.
But the funny thing is about it is I've heard a few coaches and players are saying that they're getting threats. They're getting threats from people saying that, hey, you screwed me over by not scoring this point, or you screwed me over by taking so-and-so out of the game, and making threats about killing, people. I forget what coach it was that mentioned it. He basically said it during his interview that, he's getting threats. His family are getting threats, I guess, because people are losing money on prop bets, and the coaches, giving them bad breaks by taking players out and stuff of that nature. And yeah, man, I don't know, man. I hope this doesn't happen, but it just seems like something bad is going to happen where somebody's going to attack somebody because they lost everything. And, I don't know. Popovich takes Wemby out of the game before he scores his 31 points or something like that. That's
right.
Somebody could have won, so many thousands of dollars and lost their home because of this. This is crazy, man.
Yeah.
And I understand that MLB player had something going on, right? Is it investigated by
Yes.
MLB?
Yes. Now I cannot. It's getting crazy, man. This is really getting crazy. But I cannot pronounce his name. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I'll try. Shahei Abtani. Abtani.
Atani.
Shahei Abtani.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
We're gonna go with that.
So, right, we'll go with that. Let's go with that for right now. This guy, uh, according to the story, he was getting his interpreter, right, to make bets for him to a bookie, to a very well-known bookie, right? And it wasn't that the bookie went and snitched on him or anything, or anybody snitched on him. But when you're making $500,000 wire transactions, the FBI is going to be looking.
Right.
Okay. They know this guy. They know what he does. Okay. Because they're the FBI and they probably listen to his phone. Okay. They probably listen to his phone. They know exactly what he's doing. And why is this guy sending him, $500,000 transactions?
Right.
This guy plays baseball, Major League Baseball. Oh shit, he must be gambling. He must be gambling on himself, or just in baseball in general. So that's how he got caught, because he was sending wire transfers. Now, him and his team are saying the interpreter broke into his account, and he had the gambling debt with the bookie, and he was stealing money from him to pay the bookie. But this is where the story falls off the rail though, and Ohtani is about to get busted, right? There's no bookie in the world that would give some random interpreter a $4 million credit. Because that's what they're saying. That's what the bookie is saying, that Ohtani was, or whoever that interpreter was in $4 million.
Wow.
Yes. And that was just a partial payment of the $4 million.
Wow. It's crazy, the effects. And it's like, I guess the sports industry was like, there's not much they could do to hold back on this stuff. Because you remember, for years, all of the sports were against sports gambling, sports betting. They were against it. They didn't want to corrupt their players, but I guess, it ain't much they could do now. The cat's out of the bag. So I guess it's just a matter of watching the players, because that's what it all boils down to, is the integrity of the game.
Well, see, that's what I was saying with this sports betting being so open and free, and it's being like countrywide, is that somewhere somebody is going to try to beat the system.
Right.
And they're going to, that's why they've already backed up the college players. Like, so right now you can't bet on a college player. They took that back.
Oh, okay.
Right. And I'm telling you, that's why. I know that's why. I'm 100% sure that's why they did it, because they were finding like these same kind of things, these discrepancies in the college players' prop bets. And then how the players were coming. They ain't let it out because these are students, so you got to be sensitive with students, right? But I'm pretty sure that's why they pulled those back. Because right now you cannot bet on a college player's props. As far as what I heard, is in certain states. In most states you cannot. But
You
certain
can.
states you can, but most of them you can't.
Yeah, I guess I never
You
thought about that as far as college players. I'm glad they're not doing it with college players, because that would, I mean, because college players are some of, well, not so much as in the past, because I remember there was some point shaving done by some college players in the past, but they were struggling for money. So
right.
yeah, so I mean, it's still gonna affect them. A lot of them are struggling. If you're not a big name player, you're struggling.
See, that's the thing, though, Marv. They did have them in there. Like, so they started this year.
Oh, it is this year.
Yes, this year. Yeah, you could bet on the college players up until like maybe 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you could, you get the individual stats and bet if they're going to score, get the rebounds, assists, all that. They let you bet on each prop individually. And they just took it out. One day you go in there and it's gone.
Something happened. Something happened, right?
Something happened.
That's
I'm
the only
pretty
reason I can
sure
see it.
something happened, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this is going to be. I want to see how this thing pans out. This thing was just amazing and shocking to hear. And this is a multi-million-dollar baseball player. You know what I'm saying, involved. We saw the lowest guy, you know what I'm saying, on the totem pole in NBA. He evolved, and now this guy, multi-million-dollar guy. You know what I'm saying? I think he had a contract for like 250 million.
Wow, so you would jeopardize that? I mean, that's crazy. Man, that's insane.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what he was betting on. They didn't release that part yet, as far as I know. But yeah, it's and why would you need to gamble when you make that much money?
Well, I guess when you're into it, you're addicted to it, regardless of how much money you earn, it doesn't matter, I guess. Right? If I'm making 250 million, I have no reason to gamble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I should be owning a casino. If I make 250 million, I won't own a casino. So I don't get it. But anyway, just take a quick look at what's going on in the NBA as far as like the standing as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. The Celtics are just running through the Eastern Conference with 57 wins. The closest team is the Milwaukee Bucks with 46 wins. So they're running away with the East. And down in the West, you got a little bit of a fight between the Nuggets, the Oklahoma City Thunder. I want to talk about them. And then the Timberwolves. The Nuggets are 51 wins. Thunder have 50, and Timberwolves have 49. So my Pelicans played the Thunder. Was it Thursday? So I think it was Tuesday night. Man, when I tell you this team is efficient offensively and got a lot of young guns on there, like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that kid, he's unstoppable. And so this team is going to be a problem for a long time, man. I mean, Sam Presti, he does I think that's still a GM in Oklahoma City. But whoever the GM, however they do things in Oklahoma City, they have like a San Antonio type of a deal going on with them where they know how to find talent and build teams. And the fact that the Thunder are back as one of the top teams in the West is pretty remarkable. And my Pelicans had no answer as far as stopping this team from scoring.
Right, man. It's Zion is actually coming around right now.
Hey, man, look, I've been making this argument for the past couple of years. Like, look, Zion is going through the same thing that Embiid went through, that Steph Curry went through. Their bodies aren't ready for the NBA. You know what I mean? So now his body, I don't know if he got a chef, but this is what I've been preaching. Get a chef, get a personal trainer, get yourself in shape, Zion. Right. So I think he did. Hopefully he did that because he's playing a lot better. You got to get 82 games is a lot of games in a season. Plus the playoffs, that's a lot of games, Dale.
That is. He's going to have, like you said, he's going to have to get himself in shape. He needs to lose that weight. He needs to lose about 30 pounds. Seriously. I don't think he's going to lose no explosion by losing 30 pounds.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Uh, he's too big to be jumping that high and then coming down. You know,
Right.
Even Charles Barkley back in the day said he had to train himself how to land.
Right.
How to land properly. He's kind of heavy, right?
Right.
He was kind of heavy. He had to train himself. After you make the dunk, you come down. There's a certain way you should land to be efficient. You should land efficiently so you don't hurt your back, you don't hurt your ankle, you don't hurt your knees.
Yeah.
Right. And he had to teach himself how to land. And I think that's what part of what Zion needs to learn. And he needs to lose the weight, because I don't care how you land. I don't care how you train yourself. When you're that heavy, when you come down, you're putting pressure on your knees, your ankles, and your hips, all that stuff, and your back. Right. You know what I'm saying? So he need to lose about a good 25 to 30 pounds. That'll help him tremendously. But I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can stop eating.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good eating down there in New Orleans, man. I can't blame him. But Zion, that's why I say you need to get a chef. Get a chef. You know what I'm saying? Have that person, cook for you, and stay out of some of those restaurants down there, man. Eat at one of those restaurants on your cheat day, man. Stay out of there. Telling you.
Yeah, but like you said, man, get a chef. Come on, dog. You can afford it.
Yeah.
Get a chef.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good food that tastes good. You know what I'm saying? Healthy food that you could have the chef make every day.
Right. Exactly. So that's why I didn't and I think that a lot of young players have to learn that. Like, I always say this. LeBron talks about how he spends $1 million on his body every season. Right? He spends $1 million on his body. His body is his work. So he has to stay in shape. That's part of his job, is his body. So that's why I say young players need to learn that when they come in the league. Get your body in shape, get a personal trainer, get a chef.
Absolutely.
Do all of that stuff, man. But look, we got to give some props to the hottest team in the NBA. Do you know who the hottest team is in the NBA right now? I doubt it.
Houston.
The Houston Rockets. That's right. Yeah. The Rockets on a 9-game winning streak.
Absolutely.
That's insane, right?
Yeah, man. They're coming out of nowhere. You think when they lose Sengun, that their season pretty much was over. But nah. Jalen Green said nah, not quite. Show y'all something real quick.
The Rockets were looking to trade him at one point.
Yes. I don't know why or how, but that was a terrible mistake.
Would have been a horrible mistake. And now this kid is balling.
That guy can score.
Yeah, and right now they're down by 5 against the Thunder right now with 2 minutes left in the game. So they could win their 10th game today. Yeah. And Jalen Green is balling out. So man, the hottest team in the NBA right now are the Houston Rockets, and they're like 2 games out of the 10th spot from playing in the play-in game behind the Warriors. Yeah. So, they got a shot. I mean, this was one of the worst teams in the league at one point.
Yes.
So,
Yes, indeed, man. Yeah. It's amazing. I don't really know how they're doing it. The smoke and mirrors that's going on. Because, you lose Jabari Smith. You lose Sengun. Okay. Those are 2 key players on your team. And you weren't really that great. You okay. You showing some flashes, but you really weren't that great. And now it seems like you're playing better without them.
Right.
I don't understand it. I just don't understand the NBA. Okay. The Boston Celtics, they have 30 points last night. 30 points.
And they lost.
And you lose to Atlanta? How you up 30 points and you lose to Atlanta? Do you know, I think, what was that record? I forgot what the record was. Shoot, now I got to look it up. There was a record. It was like 251-0.
Right, where the team had that big of a lead,
of
right?
a team going up. Yes, when the team had that big of a lead at a certain point of the game.
Right.
They were like 251-0. And that was the first time that ever happened.
Yeah. I mean,
that's.
I wonder if the coach started taking players out. Did the coach start taking players out?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
No, he did not take anybody. When they were up 30, that was early in the game. So they won the first quarter by 22 points. They were up the first quarter by 22 points. Then they won the next quarter by 8 points. So that was the 30 points at halftime.
Right.
They did not take anybody out, dog. Jason Tatum had 37 points. Okay, he played the entire game. They did not take anybody out. They literally gave that game up. You know, and this is Atlanta without Trae Young.
Oh yeah, that's right. Trae Young hasn't been playing. That's right.
Trae Young has not been playing. Jalen Johnson has not been playing. I don't understand it.
Well, we might have the question that one too. Maybe the NBA is going to investigate that.
You know how many parlays they messed up. Yeah, right.
That's what I'm saying. The NBA might have to investigate that. Whoa, what's going on here? You had a 30-point lead, and all of a sudden you just give it up.
Right. Wait a minute. What was Atlanta plus 800 to win that game at halftime? Okay. And somebody so happened to come and put a $500,000 bet on them. Now,
right.
It's 500,000 times 8, 4 million. Okay.
Yeah, NBA might have to look into that. That was pretty strange.
Right. But like, now who would put $500,000 on Atlanta come back down 30? Right. I mean, hey, it's there. It's available. I'm telling you, the sports market, gambling market is going to make people wonder about sports. I mean, they're already wondering about it, right?
Right.
They're already kind of saying it's rigged.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, everything is rigged now. You know, our politics have created that. Everything is rigged.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
everything's rigged. Like they show, like, and again, like when we go back to that play that we were talking about with the Chiefs getting the extra down.
Right.
Right. And I showed you the first down marker.
Right.
That was right after that play. So on the field, they gave them an extra first down. It was not just the broadcast. So, I mean, when stuff like that happens, people got to say, oh, okay, what's going on? Right. What's going on for real? It got to be some kind of logical explanation. Oh, there's a wire transfer for $500,000 to a bookie. Oh, okay. All right. And what happened in those days? What happened around those days? Oh, okay. There was a bet put down. You know, for how much? Oh, okay.
And what game?
This stuff start exactly. This stuff start adding up. Like that dude Jonte, you know, his 2 games that he all of a sudden got injuries early in the game, like 2 to 3 minutes into the game. He had the highest prop bet for that night on 2 on his joint, and they were all on his under. You know, it's only so much coincidence, man.
Yeah, Jonte, I need you to do better, man.
Got to do better.
Allegedly.
Got to do better, Jonte.
You got to do better. You got to do better, Jonte.
Yeah.
All right. Well, man, we got to talk about the tourney. Got to talk about the tourney, man. A lot of good stuff out there. We're in the Sweet 16 right now. I don't know how you're doing with your bracket, but I'm feeling good about one of my 5 brackets that's doing pretty good out there. A lot of good basketball being played out there. I watched Purdue the other day with the 7'5" guy. Is it Eden? What's his?
You talk about Eaton. Talk about the
Eden. Yeah. Zach Eaton.
Yeah, Zach Eaton from Purdue.
Right. Yeah, for Purdue. Yeah. Man, I mean, a man amongst boys out there. That was ridiculous.
He's a big boy. I mean, he needs some a little more agility because you know you can do that in college, but when you get to the NBA, you're not gonna
right like Taco Falls.
Yeah,
remember him?
You know exactly. just like Taco. And he's going to have to better his post moves, get some better post moves. But yeah, the guy's huge. I mean, when you're that big and you're in college, you're going to have an extreme advantage, even if you're just a little bit athletic.
But that's the thing about it. That's what I think. Like it's almost like the NFL, right? The few teams that try to run the ball, that run the ball, are very successful with it because defenses aren't designed to stop the run anymore. They're designed to stop the pass. Well, that's what I'm finding that's going on in college basketball and NBA basketball, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody is designed to stop the post anymore because most players don't do post moves anymore. Nope. So when you got a big guy like him playing in the post, he's just eating it up. Yeah. One of the few teams that play with a post player.
Yeah, you should have a real advantage.
Yeah, you got a real advantage. Yeah.
That point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Because everybody's are built for switching players to stop the pick and roll and things of that nature, but nobody's like really built to stop post moves.
Right. Right. And a lot of big men don't even really have post moves anymore.
Right. They don't.
Very few that have any kind of post moves in the paint. It's a lost art.
It's a lost art. Hell, the hook shot is a lost art. Remember that was a staple for every team from high school, college to the pros. Every team had one big guy that played in the post. They threw it down to that person. If you double team, they dished it out. You shoot the three. Or if you don't double team, they did their set move where they move to the middle and do their little sky hook shot into the basket. Mm-hmm. That was the game plan. And some guys that did it better than others.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But that's a lost art. Just like the mid-range shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pull-up mid.
Yeah. But I can say this much about the Sweet 16. I mean, it looks like it's the usual suspects. UConn, San Diego State, North Carolina, Arizona, Houston, Duke, Marquette, Purdue, Gonzaga. It's the usual suspects here. Right?
Yeah.
And absolutely. It's the same thing on the women's side. I mean, even though I must say the women have the stars. Right? I don't know very many of the men players. I know mostly of the women players.
You know what? You got a point. We don't have stars in there no more
on the men's side. Yeah, the stars are on the women's side. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you have stars in college, they don't stay in college. They go to the next league real quick.
Right.
I mean, you don't have no more the Allen Iversons and you don't have these big name players anymore like you used to with the Harold Miners.
Right.
They don't stay there long enough to get to know who they are.
Right. But on the women's side, they're staying all 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Some of them stay 5 years because they got an extra year of extra eligibility because of the pandemic. So
right, but because they make more money now. Now the NIL with the NIL deals they get, they'll make more money, way more money than they would in WNBA.
WNBA, exactly. So like Angel Reese, who's coming up at the end of her eligibility, she stayed as long as she could in college because she was reaping the benefits.
Absolutely.
Made no difference. Right. And then you hear the news that Ice Cube offered Caitlin Clark $5 million to come play in the Big Three. It's like,
I ain't heard about that.
Yes.
Wow.
That's on ESPN that he offered a $5 million. He went on the Pat McAfee show to talk about it. He said he tried to do it. He didn't want to create any publicity and distract her from this championship run. But yeah, he made the offer to her. So it'd be interesting to see if she takes that offer. This is what I'm talking about. I think this is something that would draw people. Let the women play with the men. Let them play. Mix it.
I mean, look,
it's a finesse game now.
Right, but this the problem though. Though it is a lot of finesse, you're right. It is a whole lot of finesse in NBA right now.
Yeah,
it still is some physicality.
It
You know what I'm
still
saying?
is.
There still is stuff, you know. You,
But
you
yeah,
can't you can't get away from all the physicality that there is in the NBA.
why not?
And it's not gonna look right that first time when that guy just creams a female. It's just not gonna look right.
And it'll be a charge. It'll be a charge. They probably would have called a flagrant foul on the guy that runs over the female, and it's gonna go out the way.
Yeah, but she gonna walk off like she's gone for the year.
And well, yeah, she might be gone for the year, but it won't be allowed. You know what I mean? I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's a 3-point shooting league. You know, at one time people really didn't want to see this because well, they can't dunk. Well, you know what? She's shooting 3-pointers like she's Steph Curry, and we excited about that. So let her play. But I mean, I'm feeling that this won't be her year. Iowa won't make it to the championship because I mean it just seems like there's a lot of pressure and a lot of attention on Clark.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see that it's going to happen. It looks like she's playing in such a way where I think she's allowing the fame to go to her head. You know what I mean? I see a lot of chirping out of her out there on the court. I love the passion. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I know people are going to say, "Oh, what's wrong with women?" Getting into the game, talking trash and stuff. I love it. To me, that's part of the game. That's entertainment. But I think it's getting real chippy out there, and it's taken away from her game. And that's
she was already known to be chirpy though.
Yeah,
that's how her got into it because she was kind of chirpy on the court. She would say things,
yeah.
She would do things like makes it like the you can't see me,
Right.
She used to do, So yeah, so she was always a little chirpy. That didn't just start.
Right, that ain't just start. That's what I'm not saying that it just started. I'm saying it's even more so. Like the few games that I've seen so far of her throughout the tournament, it seemed to be a lot more chirping than before. And it seems to be taken away from a game. They're starting slow. Even LSU is starting slow in a couple of games. So it's like, okay, I need y'all to focus. You know what I'm saying? Get the Draymond Green out of you and focus on the game. So, but no, I mean, I'm loving the way it's going. I'm more interested in the women's game right now. I can't wait till the next one. I think the next one is on the 29th, which is Friday. So I'm more excited about that because I want to see what South Carolina does. Of course, Iowa and LSU. LSU is playing UCLA and an up-and-coming star with USC and Juju, was it Watkins? Juju Watkins has been balling out of control. She's already broke Caitlin Clark's freshman record in scoring already.
Really?
Yes. So if she stays just as long as Clark played, she could break the all-time scoring record the way she's scoring points. So there's a chance that, man, we can have like a crazy Final Four, you know what I'm saying, with South Carolina, maybe, probably won't be. It probably won't be the Final Four that I was thinking about. I was thinking that it could be USC, Iowa, South Carolina, and LSU, but I think there's a possibility. Well, yeah, next round, the Elite Eight could potentially be Iowa versus LSU. Iowa and LSU could potentially play each other in Elite Eight, and if USC continues, they could meet the winner of the Iowa LSU game in the Final Four, and then South Carolina's in a whole nother bracket. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think nobody's competing in the women's bracket. Nobody's competing with South Carolina right now. They're over the league right now. They just had a game where they're spread. Okay, their game spread. You know how many points they got to win by the minus. You know about that?
Yeah.
Minus 52.
Yeah. They were
minus
under
52 and a half.
Yeah. I mean, they won their first game. They won their first game by 52.
Right.
And then they won their second one by 47. These are huge margins. They're killing it. So yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I mean, Iowa and LSU and USC, they're gonna have their run for their money against South Carolina because South Carolina is just loaded. So that's why I say on the women's side of it, that Sweet 16, Elite 8, it's gonna be tough, man. You got once you get down to the Elite 8, that Final Four, that's gonna be the top of the cream there, battling it out. But I don't think any of them can reach the level of South Carolina. Now, keep in mind, when LSU played South Carolina in the SEC championship game, that was down to the wire, and it ended with a fight. And it ended with one of the players' brother jumping out of the stands to help break up the fight. Yeah, dude, I think dude got arrested for that.
Yeah, man. See, here we go. See, he gets arrested for trying to break up a women's fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happens when that happens in the NBA?
Well, I mean, you gonna get arrested there too because you ain't supposed to be on the court. But I hear what you said. You ain't gonna hit my wife. You ain't gonna hit my sister. Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna get wild like that. But
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. What today is the 27th, so the games will be on the 29th. So that's Saturday. Those games. I think the men's play tomorrow. So yeah. Yeah, we got some good stuff coming up. So we'll
absolutely
talk about it.
Entertaining weekend sports.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we'll talk more about it next week. So let's wrap this thing up. Thanks for joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week.
Follow.
Come on, man. You know you're lying.